It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's another edition of Strictly Sports. Hello, friends. Anthony Floyer here with you for another edition of Strictly Sports. Joined, as always, by good old MF Michael Fletcher and Michael Bullock. It's an all NHL show here this evening. Another late docket, but let's get into it. The New York Rangers have a new head coach. His name is Gerard Gallant. The New York Rangers have hired Gerard Gallant as their next head coach. A source confirmed to ESPN on Monday. Gallant received a 4-year contract. Gallant was the first coach of the Vegas Golden Knights and led them to an unlikely Stanley Cup Finals berth in its inaugural season, 2017-18. Gallant was fired in January of 2020 and replaced by Peter DeBoer, formerly coach of the Golden Knights' then biggest rivals, the San Jose Sharks. Gallant spent the past year off from coaching in the NHL. He recently led Team Canada to a gold medal at the IIHF World Championships, a huge accomplishment considering the team began the tournament 0-3. Gallant has a 270, 216, 4, and 51 career record over 9 NHL seasons as a head coach, also spending time behind the bench for the Columbus Blue Jackets and Florida Panthers. He won the Jack Adams Award for Coach of the Year in 2018 with Vegas. The Rangers fired previous coach David Quinn and 3 of his assistant coaches in May. Goalie coach Benoit Allaire was the only assistant retained. Quinn, who was hired away from Boston University, had just finished the third of a 5-year deal with the Rangers. Quinn was tasked with ushering the Rangers through the rebuild, though ownership grew impatient when the team missed the playoffs this season. General manager Jeff Gorton and team president John Davidson were also let go in May. Former player Chris Drury has since been promoted, holding both the GM and president roles. The Rangers were one of the youngest teams in the NHL last season, and they are building around a strong core. New York has totally turned over from the team that made it to the 2014 Stanley Cup Finals. Chris Kreider is the only remaining player on the roster from that team. The Rangers landed the number 2 pick of the 2019 draft, Kaapo Kakko, and the number 1 pick in 2020, Alexis Lafreniere. The team is excited about several other foundational players, including defenseman Adam Fox, who was a finalist for the Norris Trophy this season, and star winger Artemi Panarin, a finalist for the Hart Trophy in 2020. At their end-of-season news conferences, many Rangers players alluded to new pressures for the 2021-22 season. Forward Ryan Strome said that message has been sent and received. We've just got to get into the playoffs. And the New York Post first reported news of Gallant's hiring. As a New York Ranger fan, along with good old MF Michael Fletcher, I can say honestly on behalf of both of us that we are very pleased with this hire. I'm very pleased with this hire. I know MF's going to be pleased with this hire when we get to him. Everybody know for everybody who's been following this show, since day one, everybody knows, all our viewers know that MF and I are New York Ranger fans. MF a little longer than I have. MF's been a Ranger fan since the early 90s. He was a fan when the Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1994. One of the most emotionally charged Stanley Cup wins of all time. I would say that was number 2, only behind Raymond Bourque with the Avs 20 years ago. But story for another day. But anyways, MF's been a fan of that team a little longer than I have. I came around right around the 96-97 season, right around our junior high days. I think that's when I started getting into this team. I think it was when they signed Wayne Gretzky, and when they had Gretzky and Messier and Graves and Leach and all that. And they made that improbable run to the conference finals that year. We were so excited, and then Philly got us in the end. But and then we fell on hard times. But then we had some great years starting in the 2010s. 2012 conference final berth, lost to Jersey. 2014, that was our moment in the sun when we made it to the finals. Neither of us saw that coming, but it happened. And then 2015, the President's Trophy year, but came up short against Tampa Bay in the conference finals, and we haven't really done much since. We haven't won a playoff series in 4 years. That was in 2017, first round against Montreal, and then Ottawa got us in the next round, and that was pretty much it. And we haven't been the same since. yes, we made that unique tournament last year, that 2014 tournament, but we could not make it out of the qualifiers. We lost to the Carolina Hurricanes. They swept us. And we came up just a little short this year, and obviously management felt like they needed a change and major overhaul, major rehaul, and if anybody can turn this thing around, I truly believe Gerard Gallant can do it. I mean, if he can take the Vegas Golden Knights to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year, who knows what he can do for the Rangers? I think he can turn this thing around. I really do, and I know MF and I are hoping that, even if it's only once in our lifetime, we want to see our team win another Stanley Cup. And I think this is the guy that might be the answer to the problem. We'll have to wait and see. But as long as all of these, create dangerously good teams are still around, like your Pittsburghs and your Bostons and your Washingtons and your Tampa Bays and your Islanders and all that, I don't know. We'll see. But I think he can definitely get us back into the postseason. Maybe we could be back in postseason next year. That'd be great. But, we'll wait and see what happens. But based on his past success, especially in Vegas, I definitely like this hire. I'm very much for this hire, and I am hopeful that it'll lead to some success down the line. So I'm definitely for it. So not much more for me to say. Let me bring in my fellow Ranger brother in arms, good old MF Michael Fletcher. LMF, Gerard Gallant, he took Vegas to the finals in 2018. Is this the answer? Is this the guy that can, get us back to where we belong as far as postseason and all that goes?
Well, we hope so, definitely. Look, you got a great young core with a lot of guys, money wise and everything else. The one thing I'm going to be a little concerned about coming up is going to be, the expansion draft. How is that going to look as far as as it pertains to who could get selected and who could get nabbed from Seattle that could be unprotected, that could get nabbed. That's always a major concern that we're going to have. But, like you said, we got a hell of a team and a dominating force, and I really believe that we got something very special, no doubt about it. So we'll wait and see how this plays out. But Gallant's unbelievable. Everybody talking about Gerard Gallant and, how he got him all the way to the Cup final and everything else. This is his fourth team that he's actually going to be head coaching. You kind of feel like, man, you can't get any better than what you just did, to basically become the New York Ranger head coach. And, it's really, like I said, it really has to be, at the end of the day, it's really going to be what are we going to look at? What's the future of the team and everything else? And, with everything that has happened, for to be the guy to become, I guess you could say, the new coach of the New York Rangers. He's got a big time shoes to fill, more than anything else. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I hope he does and brings that kind of success to the New York Rangers. I think that's going to be the key of it more than anything else. What are we going to get? What are we looking at? He is without a doubt one of, a lot of times, you're a pretty good coach when you get in there, but now you're going into a big step. He was with Tampa, he was with Florida, he was with Columbus, of course Vegas, that took him all the way to the Cup final, and now he becomes the man. He becomes now, for the New York Rangers, he now becomes the 36th head coach of the Broadway Blue Shirts. So, I mean, um, I wish him nothing but the best. And, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out, guys. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. I'm very excited. Um, like you said, the expectations are very high for the New York Rangers. When you got guys like Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Adam Fox, you got all these amazing players. We got to see how this plays out down the line. So, Anthony, Mike Bullock, why don't you give us a quick thought on the newest hire for the New York Rangers, and then we'll go into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think this could be a good hire for the New York Rangers. I mean, like you said, Gerard Gallant, he took a team that was in its first year of as a franchise, the Golden Knights, and took them to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year as a franchise. I mean, we were all shocked that this happened. I mean, nobody in their right mind saw this coming. When you hear of a team in its first year of a franchise, what goes through your mind, guys? You think it's going to be a not so good year, and they go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, credit definitely goes to Gallant, and I think if he can do that, I think he could definitely turn this New York Rangers franchise around. They need to get some pieces to that team. If they could do all that, I think they could be a team to watch out for next season. So we'll definitely wait and see how it all goes out. But yeah, I definitely like this hire. So there's really nothing more to say, Florio. So let's move on to the preview of the Stanley Cup semifinals.
Yes, indeed. And we're down to 4 teams as the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Islanders, Montreal Canadiens, and Vegas Golden Knights vie for the richest prize in professional hockey. Hell, all sports. Let's not kid ourselves. Tampa and Vegas were 2 of the early season favorites expected to be here. The Isles and Habs, less so. Will the Islanders' vaunted defensive system stifle the Lightning's high-powered scoring threat? Can franchise goalie Carey Price lead the Canadiens over the Golden Knights and give Canada its first Stanley Cup winner since they did it in 1993? Well, only one way to find out. Let's break it all down. And we're going to start with the Tony and Mikey special. This is our series, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. A series that started last Saturday, I do believe, and we had Game 3 of the series tonight at the Nassau Coliseum, and the Tampa Bay Lightning picking up the wins. So let's get into this. So yep, it started last Saturday in Tampa Bay, and it was the New York Islanders. New York Islanders won Game 1 by a score of 2-1. Actually, it was on Sunday. I beg your pardon. It was on Saturday. It was on Sunday. And then on Tuesday in Game 2, the Lightning evened the series at a game apiece with a 4-2 win. And then tonight in Game 3, the Tampa Bay Lightning with a 2-1 win over the New York Islanders at Nassau Coliseum. So they now lead the series 2-1. Game 4 will be Saturday night back at Nassau Coliseum on the USA Network. We know there's going to be at least a Game 5, and that will be on Monday night. And that will be back in Tampa Bay at the Amalie Arena, and that will be on the NBC Sports Network. Should there be a Game 6, it'll be on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, June 23rd, at Nassau Coliseum, NBCSN. And a winner-take-all Game 7 would be next Friday night, June 25th, at Amalie Arena. Tampa Bay up 2-1 at the moment. So So with that being said, started off with good old MF Michael Fletcher. So MF, come on in. So MF, we've seen it. Tampa Bay, and let me tell you, folks, the Nassau Coliseum has never been more raucous. It's the most raucous it's been since the glory days of the early 1980s for this team. But MF, the Lightning, they came in there, they shut it down. They took the buzz right out of Nassau Coliseum, at least for tonight. They're up 2-1. So, question is, Doc, can they do what they did to the Islanders last year? Can they make it 2 in a row?
It's very possible. You know, with all the weapons that Tampa has, they're a really strong team. I know a lot of people are pushing for the Islanders in this series. There is a lot of people that are pushing for the Islanders to make it to the Stanley Cup final. Unfortunately, look, the brand of hockey, the style of hockey, a lot of people just does not like the way that Tampa plays. And I don't know if that's just a fault of their own or just because they're, because when you're the champions, you get a lot of heat, a lot of negativity. But a lot of people that I've been talking to who's been pulling for the Islanders, I just don't see it. I honestly don't see it. I think Tampa's going to win the series. I think they're going to advance to the Stanley Cup final. And I think Tampa will win this in either 6 or 7 games. So there's nothing more to say. Anthony, Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa, what can you say about them? I think they're the favorites going into this series. I just think they're the much better team here. Give the Islanders credit. That they did what they did against the my team, the Boston Bruins, but I think this is going to be too much of a test. I still think it's going to be a good series, but I think in the end, I'm with Fletch on this one. I got to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the series and move on to the Stanley Cup final. So nothing more to say. Florio, I give it to you.
This semifinal matchup is shaping up to be a battle of 2 power plays. The Tampa Bay Lightning entered this Final Four with the highest power play conversion rate of any team in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 41.7%. The New York Islanders have the second best rate of the teams left at 28.1%. Though the Edmonton Oilers had the league's best power play this regular season, it feels like the Lightning have been in that conversation for the last decade. It's a star-laden unit that gets goalies moving laterally and has some big blue liners who can launch heavy point shots to create plays. But the thing about the Islanders is they don't take a lot of penalties. Boston Bruins coach Bruce Cassidy will tell you all about the team the reps view as the New York Saints. Staying out of the box is key for any team against Tampa Bay, but it's not difficult for a disciplined Barry Trotz coach team. I don't think there's anything that needs to be said except as the Isles head into this crucial series, the system is the star. Sure, they have Matthew Barzal and they have Kyle Palmieri, who leads the team with 7 postseason goals, along with savvy veteran forward Travis Zajac. But it's more about how the players execute the system. They wear teams down, bait them into bad penalties, and strike when they're gassed. When it comes to goaltending, the Lightning boasts Vezina finalist Andrei Vasilevsky. Expect him to play every minute of each game. The Islanders have a talented Russian tandem in Semyon Varlamov and Ilya Sorokin. Trotz doesn't like to show his hand when it comes to their usage, but he's not afraid to juggle the two. These 2 heavyweights faced off in the Eastern Conference Finals last season, and Tampa Bay won out before going on to win their second Stanley Cup. It's tough to bet against the Islanders right now because of how they've performed, but the Lightning are loaded and ready for a repeat bid. So I'm with you guys. I'm going to make it unanimous. Tampa Bay Lightning win this series in 6 games. So not much more to say here. Let's get into the other series, which is the Vegas Golden Knights squaring off against the Montreal Canadiens. And Michael Bullock, we're going to start it off with you. Who do you like in this? Well, before Bullock gets into this, let me set up the schematics here. This series, 2 games in. This series, game 1 was on Monday night at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, and the Vegas Golden Knights with an easy 4-1 win. Game 2 was last night. and the Montreal Canadiens with a 3-2 win in Vegas to even the series at a game apiece. Game 3 will be tomorrow night at the Bell Center in Montreal, and then that will be on the USA Network. Game 4 will be on Father's Day Sunday night, also in Montreal. That will be on the NBC Sports Network. We know there will be a Game 5 that will be on Tuesday night back in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on NBCSN. If a Game 6 is needed, it will be a week from tonight, June 24th, next Thursday night, at the Bell Center in Montreal on USA. And a winner-take-all Game 7, if needed, would be on Saturday night, June 26th, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on NBCSN. So with all that being said, Michael Bullock, now we'll start it with you. Vegas, Montreal, series tied at a game apiece. Who do you like in this series?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one for me to call, but we know the history of Montreal and the success they've had, but then again, you also can't go against what Vegas has done here. So it's a tough one for me to call, but this is going to go 7 games. But if I had to pick one, I have to go with the. I got to go with the Vegas Golden Knights to win the series. But I would not be shocked if the Canadiens do win this series. So there's really nothing more for me to say. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. It's the first ever postseason series between these two clubs. The Golden Knights advanced to the semis by defeating the Minnesota Wild in 7 games and the Colorado Avalanche in 6. The Canadiens, meanwhile, got this far by upsetting the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games and sweeping the Winnipeg Jets 4 straight. The Golden Knights possess a deep, talented roster. They have Vezina Trophy finalist and 3-time Stanley Cup champion Marc-Andre Fleury as their backstop. Alex Pietrangelo anchors their defensive core, which also features Alec Martinez and Shea Theodore. The forward lines feature stars Selke Trophy finalist Mark Stone and experienced scorers Max Pacioretty, Jonathan Marchessault, and Riley Smith. Goaltender Price has been the hero for the underdog Canadiens. Their roster features promising young forwards Nick Suzuki, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and Cole Caulfield, as well as grizzled veterans like forwards Corey Perry and Eric Stahl and defenseman Shea Weber. Tyler Toffoli, their regular season scoring leader, overcame a slow start and is now their leading scorer this postseason. With a 3.08 goals a game average, Vegas has the offensive advantage over Montreal's 2.55. However, the Canadiens' 2.18 goals a game is goals against per game is slightly better than the Golden Knights' 2.38. On special teams, the Canadiens possess a playoff-leading penalty killing percentage of 90.3 and also have the advantage in power play percentage, 18.8 to 14.3. Both teams play a physical style, but Vegas leads all clubs with 513 hits and 249 blocked shots. On paper, the Golden Knights' depth makes them the clear favorites. However, the Canadiens have proven they cannot be underestimated. This will be a closely contested series. As long as they don't take the Habs lightly, the Golden Knights should prevail. I think Vegas will win this series. I think it'll be at worst 6, but I would not at all be surprised if it goes 7. But I think Vegas should pull this one out. But as we've seen already in this postseason, twice already, don't underestimate the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, nobody gave them a chance against Toronto. They proved us all wrong. They fell behind 3-1, and they came back, and they made the Maple Leafs look like choke artists. And then a 4-game sweep of an upstart Winnipeg Jet team. So if Montreal were to win this series, I would not at all be surprised. Absolutely not. I just think Vegas is the better team, and I think they can get this done in at least 6, maybe 7. So give me the Vegas Golden Knights to win this series. So, Doc, take it home.
Sorry, guys, I had to unmute my mic. I apologize. I was kind of busy at the moment. However, let's get right into it. This is going to be a very good series. This is a hard-hitting series. Initially, this was going to be Anthony, my series. But then we thought about it a little more, and then we're like, nah, let's go the other way. Look, I really feel like this is going to be a very interesting series because of the fact that it's two high-flying teams, two powerful teams, two teams that doesn't mind getting into the muck, as I like to call it. And I really think that that's going to be a very, very, very interesting and this could be a very fun series, no doubt about it. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like this is gonna be, I'm gonna go with the Vegas Golden Knights to win the series, and I got them winning in 6 games, advancing to the Stanley Cup final. So I think it's gonna be that. And Anthony, I give it to you.
And believe it or not, folks, we're done. We're done for the night. I mean, we don't have anything else that needs to be addressed. So we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in to this very abbreviated edition of Strictly Sports. No show tomorrow because we're still on our NBA playoff unique schedule here. But we're going to be back with you on Saturday night. And oh boy, we got a big show Saturday night, especially with the news that came out from WWE tonight. Oh my. We will review Friday Night SmackDown, which will be headlined by something that's never been done on network television. For the first time on network television, we are going to see a Hell in a Cell match. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Rey Mysterio inside Hell in a Cell, and that will take place tomorrow night on Friday Night SmackDown. Wow. Okay. You best believe we will address that come Saturday night when we review Friday Night SmackDown. We will also review AEW Friday Night Dynamite, and then we will close that show out by previewing the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That'll be on Saturday night at our usual time, and then Sunday, immediately following Hell in a Cell, we will have our Hell in a Cell pay-per-view recap. That will also be hosted by good old MF Michael Fletcher in addition to the Saturday show. And then we'll go from there. So that's it. So until Saturday night for the special Saturday night edition of the Wrestling Forum, this is Anthony Floyer here for Michael Bullock, and in spirit, good old MF Michael Fletcher, the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson, and always and forever the Yankee Messiah 401 Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days, and until Saturday night for that special Saturday edition of the Wrestling Forum, you've been watching Strictly Sports right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Floyo, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.